go to army when they are 26, I believe, or something, 24.
I'm not actually sure. But it looks like the next game is going to be Harang 2 versus Action, which I believe was the same matchup that was played yesterday. It wasn't on this map, but I think it was Harang 2 versus Action. And it ended up being a crazy game.
Oh,
Took, I
really?
think, 30 minutes or so, with Harang 2 eventually coming out on top. But both players, at different
Oh,
points in the game, looked like they were about to win,
I think it's
and
a
it ended
movie.
up not finishing.
Not finishing?
You think it's me?
It's in a movie?
What?
Like yesterday's game, action versus movie. Is it action versus Harenku?
Oh, was it? I'm actually. I thought it was Harang 2.
I think it's
I
movie.
could be wrong.
Is Harenku
No, I
versus
think. Or yes.
some turn players? I believe. Line up. Let's see. Or
Yes, movie played against Action. That's correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's Harenku versus Hoja.
Right, that's what it was. Okay, so ignore everything that I said. Harang 2 beat Hoja. Action beat Movie, I think. Yes. So, anyway, on this map, it's going to be Circuit Breaker, which I believe is. Yeah, it's pretty balanced in this matchup, so that won't really come into play. Harang 2, not really known for his PVZ, but lately he has been doing quite a bit better in PVZ. He's 8-2 in his last 10 games against Zerg, so. Actually, I believe that was before last night. So make that 7-3, I think. Anyway, a lot better than normal. So I wouldn't say that Harang 2 is necessarily the underdog. Action, obviously, not super great in any matchup. He's about a 50%er in pretty much everything. So definitely the game definitely could go either way. But I would say Harang 2 has a slight edge.
Yeah. PVZ is not Harentu's best matchup. I believe his best matchup is PvP. He has like 69% or 70%. It's crazy. If you see the game Harentu versus Stork, he was just somehow able to beat Stork with like a mirror build. He just has more units for some reason. It's just crazy. And then for action, he's like KT's must win here. If he wins, KT will like have a easier time winning, like Flash said in an interview. KT is depending on action, so let's see if he can step up his game here. Looks like the game has started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be Harang 2 in the bottom left corner as the white Protoss, and Action's going to be in the top right as the blue Zerg. Cross map position, so I would imagine there won't be any sort of Hydra busting shenanigans. So it could go to the late game, which is the kind of game, wow, that is creeping me out. Nanshin is moving a little comment down the screen. That was really weird. Yesterday, Harang 2 showed that he could win a late game PvZ, so I think he's very comfortable in that match, in that situation. So I believe this cross map position could favor him. Action isn't really known for Hydra busting. He does use quite a few different strategies, so the cross position won't really help anyone. It's going to be Harang 2 just placing actually a pylon inside of his base. Kind of weird coming from Harang 2. Instead of putting the pylon at the front of his base for a Forge Fast expand.
2 gate incoming. I'm calling it. Because this is a 4-player map, so I think Harantu might be trying to do some 2 gate harassment here. And the action, I think, has built an Overlord. So no night pool or any kind of fast pool coming out from action here. And it will be very interesting. Looks like the first gate has gone down for Haran 2, and the spawning pool has gone down for action. So it's overpool versus 1 gate as far right 1 gate right now. Maybe Haran will put out a second gate because one gate is not that strong. Yeah, 2 gate coming out from Haran. I called it.
Yeah, I think I'm actually a couple seconds ahead of you again. So you might want to refresh your stream. Kind of annoying that keeps happening.
Can you delay your stream?
Action ended up going. Yeah, I just try to figure out a way to do that.
Okay.
Action actually went for a pool first, which is going to help him a lot here against the 2-gate pressure. He really wants his lings out as soon as possible. And with the early pool, instead of just the hatchery first, he's going to be able to defend while at the same time getting his economic advantage because there's no Forge Fast Expand coming from Harang 2. So what Harang 2 is going to have to do is he's going to have to attack at some point with the Zealots. It looks like he's hanging back with his first one because he scouted the pool first. The first one wouldn't be able to do very much against 6 Zerglings. So he's just keeping that one home for now. And then I believe he's going to wait for either 3 or 5 Zealots. And then he's probably going to attack towards action. Because it's cross map, again, this is not going to favor Harang 2 because he's going for such an early aggression build. Having to cross the map with his Zealots is going to slow down his attack quite a bit and minimize the amount of damage he's going to be able to do. He is now pushing out with the 3 Zealots, just running past the 1 Zergling Scout that Action has sent. And Action actually is trying to take a third base at the bottom right, and he has actually cancelled that, seeing these Zealots moving out, and he's making a second colony as natural to try to defend. I'm not sure if he kept making any Zerglings. He doesn't seem to have that many Zerglings out. I don't know if he had actually scouted the 2 gate up to this point. So Action was not really prepared for this. Seeing the Zealots coming, he's throwing down a second colony and bringing all of his Zerglings back, and he should be able to defend against just the 3 Zealots, but it might be a bit close.
I think Action has definitely scouted this. He has run a Zergling inside Harang 2's main, and then another Zergling running into Harang 2's main. With this early pull coming on from Action, Harang 2 will not be able to do any more aggression, but he will be able to contain Action a little bit inside his base and force Action to cancel his third base here. And Action has put down his gas ejector, I realized, a little bit earlier than his third base, so his plan might be trying to go for some Hydra boss maybe, or some fast tag, because that's usually the indication. But we'll see here after his plan gets messed up.
Yeah, so Harang 2 just obviously takes the economic hit from not Forge Fast expanding as he normally would, but he does have quite a few Zealots out. He will be able to use those later for some sort of Zealot attack. And he also gets to deny the third base from Action, so it's not all bad from Harang 2. He's going to try to get that base up as soon as possible, and he's going to end up walling off his front anyway, just because of the threat of Hydras. He's going to have to wall off with a Forge and a Gateway and put a couple cannons behind them, so he should be safe after that. There are a lot of Zerglings out, so Harang 2 needs to be careful with his Zealot placement. Actually, there's a lot more Zerglings than I thought, and the Zerglings are running in now. Harang 2 has to be careful he doesn't get surrounded. He actually gets partially surrounded by the Zerglings. Horrible position here for Harang 2, not running to his ramp fast enough. There are probes that are in the battle as well, and they're going to start getting picked off. I think 3 or 4 Zealots left, and the Lings run away, having killed, I think, a couple Zealots, and there actually is a Zealot in the base of Action as well. I'm not sure if he killed any drones. That would be horrible if Action lost any drones during this, but he still has, I think, about 8 or 10 Zerglings in Harang 2's natural, so Harang 2 is not mining at this point, and just from not mining, that's damage done for Action. So I think Action has stopped producing troops, although actually there's a few more Lings that seem to be crossing the map right now, so still reinforcing with Lings. Action is just applying pressure, making sure that Harang 2 can't mine from his natural expansion, and in the meantime, he's gotten his Spire up. So if Harang 2 commits too much to trying to defend here and doesn't tech quickly enough, there might be mutas inbound at a later time that will completely, obviously, shut down all the Zealots. And actually, yeah, another cannon was going up, and Action was able to surround that and kill that. So it's still just the Zealots, and Harang 2 is in horrible shape here. He needs to get rid of all these Zerglings so that he can start mining from his natural expansion.
Yeah, the mutas are coming out right now, but I don't know if that will be on time, because I saw Harang 2 put out his Stargate when the Spire was halfway done. Looks like the muta has just come out, but keep in mind that Action does not have a third base, and his saturation in his main is pretty poor. He actually have less probe than Harang 2 after picking off a lot of probes here. But on the more Zerglings trying to take on that cannon is crucial. It cannot get picked off, and more Zerglings and mutas just streaming in. But the Corsairs have finished. The cannons, it's going to be on time. The mutas attacking the cannons. Looks like the first cannon is going to be killed off, and the second cannon is just morphing in. It's going to be very close. The cannon's halfway, and the action has actually killed off the cannon. And the Corsair is getting under attack. He will be killed off by a lot of units, and Harantu's natural expansion is getting breached here. He has to pull his pro back right now. What he has to do right now is that he has to hold his run for to prevent more dragons from running in and prevent his mules from dying here, because as long as he holds on, he has a chance. Action does not have that good of a saturation.
Yeah, beautiful follow-up from Action, actually, just going for the mutas instead of a Hydra break. Just only one Corsair out at a time, and it's just not enough to be able to defend from this. He didn't have any cannons in his main already, and he didn't have enough Corsairs saved up. He was nowhere near Templar tech. Great game from Action there, shutting down the 2-gate pressure and then being able to apply a lot of pressure himself, deny mining at the natural expansion for long enough to let his mutas come in and just clean up, really. So it's going to be 1-1 now, CJ and KT. Kind of surprising there that Harang 2 went for such a weird build. He's not a bad player in PvZ, so I would have thought that he would just go for standard and try to beat Action that way, but went for the 2-gate, didn't pay off, and he ended up losing that game.
Yeah. I think Harang 2 was caught off guard by the amount of zerging that Action has produced, because he moved his zealots, he moved his 3 zealots to check out for the third base. And then he was not able to get a scouting information that he needed, and the Action was just caught Harang 2 off guard and was able to and delay the cannons and the natural expansion and attack as well. It was absolutely beautiful follow up from Action here, completely countered Harang 2's 2-gate. But if Harang 2 has pulled off the muta attack, Action will be in the world of hurt.
Yeah, so KT actually goes into a pretty good position right now. KT's 2 big players, Stats and Flash, have yet to play, and if they can both win their games, which they're probably going to be favored to do, that's going to get this game to at least an ace match, at which point Flash, obviously being the best player in the world, probably going to win that. So KT's in very good shape now. CJ's going to have to figure out a way to take down either Flash or Stats, if not both of them, and then at the same time keep anyone else from winning. It's going to be pretty hard to do, since I think Snow is the only player on CJ who's really good versus Terran, and Harang 2, obviously being the versus Protoss sniper, has already lost, so beating Stats and Flash in this game is going to be very difficult for them. Rough situation for CJ starting out.
I think what it has to do against Flash is that they just have to use some bad players to just suck up Flash, to suck up a loose, and then win the next 3 games, using their strong players like No and the Sky High. Sky High has pretty good TVT. He might have a shot, but he loses yesterday's game, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What CJ has.
Yeah, used to be really good TVT.
Yeah, but he just sort of disappeared out of Starly and then Pro League.
Yeah, I wouldn't really rely on Sky High to take down Flash anytime. Yesterday's game against Flash was kind of depressing. He just got completely outclassed. I can't see them playing Sky High again. That loss yesterday was just so bad. So I would imagine it's going to be Snow who's the task is left to him to try to beat Flash. But even for Snow, who has amazing PvT, it's going to be pretty hard to beat Flash. So really, CJ's just in a rough spot here, having played 2 of their best players and only being 1-1.
I think what they need to do right now is they need to buy Shuttle ASAP from SDX. Because Shuttle has like
the next map is going to be new.
Shuttle has like an 0-2 winning streak against Flash. He's the only Protoss player that has that right now.
Yeah, the next map is going to be New Bloody Ridge, which is mostly known as a Protoss map. A lot of Protoss versus Protoss happen on that map. So again, I'm surprised that CJ wouldn't use Harang 2 on that map instead of this one. It's just I'm